wondered if you should ask about someone's mob or traditional country. G'day, my name is Annie Dewitt and I'm a 4005th generation descendant of the Nempar mob from far northwestern New South Wales. Now, if you're considering should you ask this question, stick around. Some people might think that it's way too personal or that it's nosy or you just might not feel comfortable because of the information or disinformation that you've heard about Australia's First Nation peoples. From my personal experience and observations over a lifetime, many people in workplaces and in new social settings, when they first come across each other, one of the things they do is say, "What's your name and what do you do?" And it's reciprocated. Such a question enables each person to learn about each other in terms of their social status, if they're in a position of power or influence, and it may even showcase their educational level. It might even showcase how much money they earn. And it's often used as a conversation starter. Now, in the First Nation space, when we meet another person, particularly another Aboriginal person, the conversation tends to go along the lines of, "What's your name and who's your mob?" This relates to a person's family name or their skin group and the country or the language group that they belong to. Now, back in the day, this was quite a useful piece of information to ask and to learn about, as people didn't wear name tags, as is common practice today. Such information enabled these two First Nation people meeting for the very first time to quickly ascertain if they are blood relatives, kinship relatives, or they belong to the same country, and did they have ancestors in common who'd been caring for the country that they'd grown up on or living on. In contemporary times, the question allows us to ascertain exactly the same information. Now, it is especially useful since many people live off country and away from their ancestral lands in another country. So the question is, if you are a non-Aboriginal person, is it appropriate for you to ask the same or a similar question? And let's give it a run. If done incorrectly, "What's your name and who's your mob?" can be a conversation closer rather than an opener. Now, before you ask this question, you might like to think about the following 7 ideas and reflect on your responses. I've noted them up here. So why is this question important to you? In other words, why are you asking it? What are you going to do with this information? What's the relevance of it in terms of the current context that you're in? And how well do you know the person when you're asking them this piece of information? What will you disclose of equal value when you ask that particular question? And is your voice tone flat or curly when you ask it? And finally, when are you looking? Are you looking eyes or away from eyes? In other words, eye contact, which is another question for another video. Now, after you've answered those 7 questions and you reflected on them, then go back and work out how could you use this information when asking an Aboriginal person, "What's your name and who's your mob?" I hope you found this video very useful. I'll catch you in the next video when I respond to the next question because you asked for it. Bye for now.